You're watching E.T.N. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to talk Godzilla 2016. Yes, Godzilla 2016, a year away from being released, at least in Japan. God knows how long before we have to wait to get it. But this video, I kind of want to discuss our worst nightmare. Yes, Godzilla being described as our worst nightmare, or our best nightmare, so to speak. That's been the description given of this movie, what we can expect, the kind of content we can expect from this new Japanese Godzilla film. And I kind of wanted to discuss what would be your worst nightmare. I know what mine would be, but definitely something I want you guys to put into the comments later on after this video is done. So what would my worst or best nightmare be in terms of Godzilla? Well, there's so many. There's so many. I mean, you think back to the 1954 movie, and Godzilla was very scary at that time. Now, it was harder for maybe some of us to see how scary the movie was because we weren't around when it was first released. But my mother first saw the Godzilla movie when she was a young kid, and she describes it as one of the scariest movies she's ever seen. And with good reason. I mean, some of the scenes in that movie were pretty brutal. We all remember one of the most heartbreaking scenes in that movie with the mother and the two children cowering in a corner right before Godzilla just unleashes his fury. So definitely that is what you could consider your best or worst nightmare. For me, what would I see in this movie from Godzilla that would kind of make me say, wow, that's kind of scary? I think seeing more human deaths, to be honest, is something we didn't really get to see a whole lot of. I mean, when you look back at some of the Godzilla movies and he's trudging through a city, yeah, you'll see maybe debris fall on some people off camera, or you'll see what looks like he's about to step on people off camera. But we never get to see just how violent something like this could actually be if it were to happen. I mean, we're talking about tons and tons of squashed bodies and people falling from buildings, stuff like that. But I think, definitely there's a lot of potential to make this very scary. Definitely from a scenery standpoint, depending on what kind of lighting they choose and what kind of, sky, what the sky looks like and things like that, could definitely add the effect to how scary a movie can be. I think seeing Godzilla directly aiming at hurting people would be kind of scary. Like, there's been plenty of movies where you see Godzilla behind a group of people running away from him, and he just continues to lollygag and go about his business. But could you imagine if there was a whole group of people running away from Godzilla and he decides to just stop for a second, look at them all, and then breathe his breath and just incinerate all these people? And we saw something similar to that in Godzilla 84, where he got to the Tokyo Bay and there's a military waiting for him, and he blew his breath right across the bay. But even in GMK, something very similar he did. I think a GMK Godzilla to a whole nother level would definitely be a little scary. But I think things like that would be pretty nightmarish because it's always the cities, it's always the military. It's never really, the innocent people are affected, but you never really see how badly. And I think something like that, a little bit more, and I know it sounds morbid, but really that would be scary to me, would be a Godzilla who's deliberately hurting innocent people. When there's a group of people running, he decides to just go in that direction and stomp on them. Or if there's a wide mass of people trying to evacuate the city, he deliberately just breathes his atomic breath all over them. That, to me, would be really scary. It's one thing to run away from a monster who's aimlessly just trudging through a city and knocking buildings down. It's another thing to run from a monster who it's hard to get far away from because of how big it is, and he is deliberately aiming to kill you. That's a whole different ball of wax. Add to that all the destruction, the fire, the darkness of the sky, and depending on the kind of music they put in, it could be pretty scary. And of course, how he looks. Sometimes we look back at some of these old Godzilla movies and some of the suits were not too scary looking, So definitely, I think for me, my best nightmare would be a very ferocious looking Godzilla that is purposely aiming to hurt people and purposely aiming to kill people. And yeah, Yeah, and add the fact that if you add very, very grim music to it, you make the ambiance and all the lighting and the effects very dim and very just hopeless. Just something that you can't come back from, something you can't counter. I think would be pretty scary, and that would be my best worst nightmare for a Godzilla 2016 movie. But I think a lot of things go into it. I think how he looks plays a major factor as to whether or not it can be scary. So what do you guys think? What is your best or worst nightmare, however way you want to word it, in terms of this upcoming Japanese Godzilla film? What is it that you would have to see in this movie for you to sit back and say, wow, that's pretty scary? So let me know in the comments below. I'm very interested to see what you guys have to say. Until the next video, this is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Join the nation's Facebook page to meet other subscribers or visit E.T.N's Facebook page and Twitter page. Links for all are in the description.